This episode is brought to you by CarterComics.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your comic needs, whether it be graded or raw. Carter Comics has got it all. All you gotta do is go to CarterComics.com, fill your card up with all their amazing comics. Use the discount code FREAKNET, FREAKNET. Save you 10% at checkout. Not only on their website, but also at their eBay account. And the link to eBay can be found on their homepage at CarterComics.com. Again, CarterComics.com is your one-stop shop for all comic needs.
It's time! It's time! It's JFW time!
Hi guys, it's that time to get stuff in the ring with the greatest faction in podcast history, Just Freakin Wrestling, JFW Podcast, hosted by Travis-T, Dizzle J's here. I'm not going through the fucking banter again. This is where we're at. We're here. Fucking computers. I'm not acting like I'm fucking nervous about predictions. I'm not doing it again. I'm not talking about how sick we are. I already did it. For those of you who could hear it, you could hear it. I'm not going into it. Fuck it. Fuck it all.
Fuck it all.
Fuck it all, Jay. Goddamn.
Fuck it all.
Do you want to dive right into SummerSlam, or do you want to talk about some of the articles and stuff that have been going on in wrestling? So which one you want to start with? Wrestling news, or you want to start with SummerSlam?
Let's do news, and then we'll finish up. Do the highlights as the predictions as the main event.
Idiot. Okay. All right, I'm going to do 3 articles that I found that we're going to talk about. One article we'll do after SummerSlam because it kind of pertains to SummerSlam. Reports by WrestleZone states that the Hardys met with WWE officials.
Yeah.
The Hardys reportedly met with WWE officials ahead of SummerSlam. Mike Johnson of PPV Insider reports that Matt and Jeff Hardy met with WWE officials in Cleveland on August 2nd. There is no word on what was discussed. However, Johnson writes that there was word of some content being filmed and rolled out on WWE digital platforms. Sean Sapp of Fightful reported an update. He wrote that in reaching out to the Hardys, it was confirmed that they were in town for WrestleCon anyways, and they were invited to film interviews and content. It was noted that some of the content was for their active series as well as the potential of Hardy-specific presentations. Sapp also wrote that WWE source said that there wasn't much to read into it. However, sources outside the company expressed their belief that they would end up making an appearance. Matt and Jeff are set for the TNA tapings over the weekend. Matt Hardy is also scheduled to face Nick Gage at GCW Now and Forever on August 2nd. And Hardy's tease coming after NXT titles, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to get into that. First off, your opinion, Hardy Boys come back to WWE, yay or nay?
Nay, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah. I mean, it was fine in 97 and then early 2000s, 2010s. But now we're in 2024. It's
Unless he comes back as like Willow and they do the I don't know. I just don't see it working.
No.
They just want to finish out their They just want to finish out their legacy at WWE.
No, I'm fine. I'm fine if they're utilized in like this cross promotional TNA NXT thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm fine that way. But for them to be like brought back to WWE for like on air talent, I would want to pass, just because the one thing we talk about constantly on this show, or at least I bring it up constantly, is the oversaturation of talent that WWE already has.
Right.
You know, you don't need to add more. You don't need another tag team and everything. You know, tag teams that they have that. So many that not all of them are showing up on consistently. But if TNA and NXT are continuing to do this cross-promotional work and all that stuff, then, who's to say you don't get, like, the OC over there facing the Hardys, and shit like that. Right. Even maybe the Hardys showing up on NXT and being those veterans that are trying to bring up the next crop of tag teams or something like that. For them to come back to WWE, like, behind the scenes, I think would be awesome. I mean, obviously, they're very creative guys. I'm sure there's not as much drug testing. So it I think as a producer, storyline and stuff like that, creative, yeah. But no, on screen I would probably say no.
I believe they run their own wrestling school too, if I'm not 100% sure about that. So I could see where there'd be a big help down in NXT in those training roles, in the creative roles, like you said, because Matt is probably the smarter of the two and very creative. I think when he ran his own little organization, he ran creative.
Yeah. Oh, when they did like the trampoline and shit. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but when you run your own backyard business like that, I mean, aren't you always making the creative?
I would hope so.
I mean, didn't you do backyard wrestling?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who ran your creative?
We all talked about it pretty much. What was best for the show.
Yeah, that's what me and fucking Jason did. Like when we ran, what the hell do we call it? XPW, I think it was. Yeah.
I think so.
And we always had the same idea. I mean, my ideas were cool, and his was him changing his fucking name like every 3 months. Like, I want to be the small show now. Cool, whatever. I don't care. It's fine.
Small show.
Yeah, I'm gonna be changed. There's already was one. That's fine. It's okay. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Okay, anyways, over to AEW. I didn't hear about this until a guy at work brought it up to me. AEW reportedly suspended Britt Baker after backstage incident with MJF and Elisa Atout.
I heard about that. I didn't read the article though.
Well, that's why I'm reading it now. I know you can't read. On this past Wednesday's Dynamite, Mercedes Moné mentioned that her all-in opponent Britt Baker has been suspended by AEW EVPs, the Young Bucks. It was presented as storyline, a way to reinforce the TBS Champions Alliance with the villainous elite. But according to reports, Moné's announcement may have been to cover for a legitimate suspension handed down to Baker by the AEW Disciplinary Committee. The news came from the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, which says Baker was fined and issued a 1 to 2 week suspension following a backstage confrontation with Maxwell Jacob Freeman during Dynamite's 250th episode last month. Meltzer wrote, details have been kept pretty quiet. It came from something backstage at the 717 Dynamite where Baker allegedly said something about MJF, and Alicia Atout, MJF's girlfriend, heard it and told him, and he confronted Baker. This led to an investigation with HR talking to people on 724, and I believe the disciplinary committee that did the investigation recommended that. The move was said to have been made in an effort to settle the situation quickly rather than let it linger and lead to a bigger problem down the road. That happens repeatedly in the past at AEW, including a situation involving Baker and Thunder Rosa that was eventually featured on the reality show AEW All Access. Allegations of Baker politicking backstage, also part of indie veteran Lufisto's critique of the AEW women's locker room. It's not clear whether AEW owner, president, and head of creative Tony Khan was involved in the investigation or decision, as Meltzer's report. Everyone was attempting to keep this under wraps. At least as of late 2023, Bryan Danielson was a part of AEW's disciplinary committee, most of whom are all lawyers, per Danielson. It was the committee that made a decision to fire CM Punk after his run-in with Jack Perry at All In last year, after which issues between Punk and Perry have festered for months and between Punk and the Elite for more than a year. Do you believe that AEW has a problem with fixing situations between wrestlers?
Oh, yeah. it seems to be a constant thing to where if you listen to a lot of ex AEW guys, that Tony wants to be their friend and not their boss. That's a problem. I mean, I've been in leadership roles too. You can't be everybody's friend. You have to be able to put your foot down and squash situations quickly. It seems like this one took a month to squash. And how does MJF get offended by what anybody else says? Especially
yeah, I know. I'm sure there's other articles that may say what would have been said or not like that, but the fact that if it's 1 or 2 weeks, it's probably not that big of a deal. What do you do? You're missing one fucking taping, and it's something you're not really, you're not consistently on so much. Yeah. Now, if this was like a month, if this was 3 months, if this was one of the things where like, well, hey, if we have to choose between MJF and Britt Baker, we're going to side with MJF. It probably has that fear of like, okay, well, if that does and pisses Baker off, then Baker's out the fucking door.
Right.
And who goes along with Britt Baker?
Adam Cole, baby.
Right? And if Adam Cole leaves, depending on how close he got with his friends.
Yeah, that's true too.
Who's to say, Roderick Strong and who's the other guy that's still there? Kyle O'Reilly.
Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah, who's to say they don't leave? Could you imagine NXT with fucking the Undisputed Era in it?
Coming back.
Right? Britt Baker's Britt Baker fucking debuts in NXT or returns to NXT, however you want to look at her career. If anything, like from what the Punk and Perry shit showed us is that AEW has an issue. Like I think Tony Khan's more of like hey guys, let's calm down. Let's work it out together,
Everybody take a chill pill.
Yeah, we're Pepsi, not Weinstein or whatever the fuck he said in that ESPN interview about comparing. Yeah, fucking idiot. He is dumb. Like go ahead.
And Britt Baker's arguably probably the best female on their roster.
Yes. I know they said like with her suspension, with her not being involved in when is All In?
I think it's the following week. Oh no, I don't have any access to anything.
Don't worry. I'm fucking doing it. We're fine. I'm not saying I'm doing it because you won't. I'm saying I'm doing it because you can't. You're fine.
Right.
It's August 25th. She could be suspended and fucking make it to All In.
It's probably going to be a big ordeal where she has a mystery opponent. It'll be Britt Baker.
Well, I know they said that if it's not Baker, it could be Saraya, which, it'd be awesome. I mean, they fucking really haven't done anything with her since she got there. She was a fucking lackey for Tony Storm for, how fucking long. But that's fine. Britt Baker got suspended by AEW, and I saw, I don't know if it's real. I doubt it is. If it is, it's stupid, but how they made that like little teaser about how they're going to show the backstage altercation between Punk and Perry. I saw something on Facebook which says you're going to show the altercation between Baker and MJF. I think it's a joke, but it'd be funny if they fucking did that.
It only makes sense if you have the audio to go with it and not just a security camera. Like if it was if you did it as a nice work, it'd be great. But if you're just doing it to do like a fuck you to somebody, that's just ignorant, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, when they sit there and realize that they're not doing as great as they thought they would. I mean, who to find out that fucking people like Weinstein more than Pepsi? But it's just, I mean, who fucking knew? You would have thought that some fucking daddy's boy wearing a neck brace sitting on ESPN trying to talk about how AEW is the best fucking play. Well, Instagram. I think I may have sent it to you. They had this Instagram had this video on it where everyone keeps saying AEW, we're the best to wrestle, and then it's just people gyrating their fucking junk into people's faces and shit. Like, where's the best wrestler? And then a botch happens and shit. It's like, yeah, sure. It's, yeah, okay. It's people who aren't good enough for WWE, but believe they're too good for TNA. That's where they end up in AEW.
Or they're using AEW as a platform to learn how to be on TV to get the WWE.
Yeah. Not, well, it's not, you can't use Jade Cargo as an example. That'd be foolish.
Ethan Page.
Nutty, right? Interesting. Pillman Jr.? Nah.
He's got a lot of potential too. Lexus King.
Yeah, I do like what they're doing with him. I do hope that if the time comes and he does move back up to the main roster, that he goes back to being Brian Jr. I prefer that. I wouldn't mind seeing him to find a way to kind of make a new like Hart family, but I don't know if there's any young enough guys to do that. I mean, you can always have Natalia be the leader if you want to really like dive into like the new culture that society's in. Like instead of having like a Bret Hart, you have Natalia. Yeah.
Female lead.
Yeah. Oh shit! Did you see that Mark Henry's kid announced that he signed a contract?
Yeah.
Good for him. I wonder why AEW couldn't scoop him up.
Probably because Mark Henry left AEW.
Did he? Good. Fucking good. I do know that his kid is committed to college, so I think it's just one of those like progression over time things, like where you like. I don't think they're going to stop him from going to college. I don't think they should if that was their idea. But I mean, good for him. Good for the next generation. Awesome. Fucking, down the line seeing him and Rick Steiner's boy Braun fucking, duking it out.
Good God. That man's a beast too. Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. One more article and then we'll dive into SummerSlam. Is Vince McMahon's son about to betray WWE on SummerSlam weekend? Man. Is there anything more Shakespearean than professional wrestling? If you answered yes, lots of things. The plays of Shakespeare, for instance, then fine. Congratulations on being smart. Everybody's really proud of you. What wrestling has that your so-called legitimate theater lacks, however, is the incredible blurring of lines between reality and fiction that those in the business call kayfabe. That beautiful bit of paradoxical thinking that allows us to accept that the Undertaker is actually a zombie, sorcerer cowboy with magic powers, but that he'll always appear in commercials to sell his action figures. Kayfabe means that anytime a piece of news drops about a wrestler or wrestling promotion, it immediately puts us on the intellectual back foot. Is this really happening? Or is this just a way to set up an Intercontinental Championship match at this year's Survivor Series? You can never really be sure, and that's what makes it great. This week, however, saw the ultimate convergence of drama, betrayal, backstabbing, and confusion that makes professional wrestling the greatest storytelling medium in the world, as Shane McMahon, son of former WWE chairman Vince McMahon, was spotted taking a meeting at Fulham FC and Jacksonville Jaguar owner Tony Khan. Khan, as well as having stakes in both American and real football. Solid. Also heads up All Elite Wrestling, the closest thing WWE has had to a serious competitor in almost 2 decades. No. Not true. Wrestling news and entertainment website WrestleTalk in conjunction with Fightful released a candid photograph of the two men being caught by surprise while taking a meeting together in an office at a private Arlington airport. The photo comes after weeks of rumors and speculation that McMahon is AEW bound, either in business or on-screen capacity. Prospects which until recently seemed as impossible as they did bizarre. Shane has since spoken about the meeting in vague terms, saying, "We talked about many things and mostly about our shared love for the business." I spoke to WrestleTalk Luke Owen, who explained how strange the prospect of a partnership between the two is for wrestling fans. This is an incredible, surreal moment. And McMahon meeting with the owner of the company that launched to be a competitor to the McMahon Empire. It's not. The whole thing has a real Succession vibe. What will become of it? I don't know. But it could be the start of something monumental. Yeah, it just goes more. Is Shane AEW bound?
I mean, if he is, I hope it brings nothing but good stuff for AEW. But I don't know what his role would be. If he's going to be the enforcer to Tony Khan's, hey guys, let's play. Let's play nice.
Yeah.
Or we're going to see him pop up on Raw. I bought AEW. But I don't think it is going to help them out much.
I don't know, I'm just fucking... I fucking heard my notification for the messenger go off, and fucking Pacman is, I don't know, trying to write something. I bet it's going to be stupid.
I need to change my prediction.
Right? Don't say that. Don't tell people BRB. We're kayfabe, brother. Well, don't be an idiot. don't be like, I'm sorry, but when you're fucking typing BRB, I'm gonna read out BRB. I don't fucking care. I'll be right back. Oh, he's gonna be right back. Work the gimmick, brother. Work the gimmick. This ain't a shoot, idiot. Oh my god, dude, this is why I fucking don't like iPhones. It's because it's not an iPhone, it's fucking Messenger, but it's the 3 fucking dots. For the love of God, type something.
Is this in the group chat?
It is, yeah.
See, I'm not even getting a notification that he's typed anything.
Hold on a second. We're doing this in the middle of the show. I don't give a fuck. Oh God.
Yeah, for being such a heavy beer drinker, I would think 10 a.m. he would still be asleep.
He doesn't drink beer. He's a puss. I'm currently recording the show and complaining about the length of time you are taking to type your shit.
Today, Junior.
Yeah. Length. Yeah. He was just asking about what we're talking about tomorrow. I don't fucking know. Get away from me, idiot.
I got both. And both of them just flew across my screen.
I'm just trying to be helpful. I fucking X'd out of Facebook, so I don't even know if he's gonna respond. I don't give a shit. Anyways, that's Pacman for those who don't listen to the Mondays. Oh, fucking James Creed's a heel, man.
I saw that.
Right?
Good for him.
Yeah. Way to fucking be a man finally. Way to quit pandering to fucking children.
And we always kind of preferred the heels on this side of JFW anyway.
Well, because they're more real. They're more honest. It's just I don't know one person who truly does it for the fucking fans. Like, fuck that. No, you want to be fucking popular. You want to be famous. You want to be liked. But it's fine. Good for Creed. Good for Creed. The question I continue to have, and I guess we'll find out at A or W if my answer, if my question gets answered, is does heel Creed expand outside SCW?
Ooh,
it's my biggest complaint when it comes to fucking independent wrestling.
Yeah,
on being a face and heel in different places. I don't like. I hate the idea of that fucking being a thing. I do. I don't agree with it. I don't like it. And that's the thing too. I what?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Because to interrupt me, you obviously have something important to say. So let's hear it.
It really throws you off because, like, I've been to an SCW show and certain wrestlers there is a heel. I go to another show and over there they're getting cheered. And I'm like, wait a minute.
I got you.
I thought I was booing this asshole.
Right, and that's profound because you just reiterated what I just said. Thanks, Pacman.
Yeah, that's what you like to hear.
Yeah, no, I don't need to hear you tell me what I already said. It would just make no sense, you know, and I get that companies kind of dictate how they use you.
Yeah.
So like to be at ARW saying like, oh no, we need Creed to be, you know, the fan favorite and the loyal guy, but then also he's an SCW and he's kicking somebody's grandfather in the goddamn stones. You know, it's like you can't have it both ways. And that's the problem with the business, because it's not like WWE or AEW or whatever. It's like you work for, well, I guess not. I guess for AEW, it's fine because they do work for other companies and you kind of bring your character with. WWE, you work for one company and you have one state of mind, like this is what you do. But for independent wrestling, like, you know, for SCW, you have one booker. For ARW, you have another booker. Rocket Pro Power, everyone has different fucking bookers. So it's like, this is what I need from you tonight. I need you to be a bad guy. I need you to be a good guy. Well, yes, when the fans go from one place to another, it's like, well, fuck, I boo you down in Shabazz, but I got to cheer you in Lake Station. I think at that point, the wrestler really needs to be able to have a say in saying, like, it's like, dude, I'm a heel right now.
Yeah.
I need to be a fucking heel. Because then when you get a guy like a Workhorse who goes on social media and says, you're my best friend, even though he's facing one of the Workhorses at ARW, you know, like, you know, next Saturday, shit get confusing. So,
I mean, I wonder how bad it is for the wrestler themselves if they can't remember what they are. Like, if you work 4 or 5 different organizations in a month, and 3 of them you're this thing, and the other one you're this thing.
yeah.
You know, to keep that in your own mind and keep it in perspective, how you're supposed to act at the one show, and all of a sudden you kick some guy in the nuts. You're like, no, you're supposed to be the good guy.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure it could be a mind fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be difficult.
Yeah. But Creed finally did it. I think it's 2 years too late. However, he should have done it during the Power War, but that's fine. That's fine. Who knows? Maybe they're finally forming my my grand old idea of a super group, but whatever. It's not. Nothing's ever my idea. I don't know shit. I'm stupid. I suck at my job. Anyway, SummerSlam 2024 is tonight, August 3rd. 2024 SummerSlam is promoted as SummerSlam Cleveland as an upcoming professional wrestling event produced by WWE. It is the 37th annual SummerSlam. Hey man, the thing's like 9 years younger than you. And it's scheduled to take place on Saturday, August 3rd, 2024 at Cleveland Brown Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The event will air via pay-per-view and live stream and will feature wrestling from the promotion's Raw and SmackDown brand divisions. It will be the second SummerSlam event to emanate from Cleveland after the 1996 event, which was held at the Gund Arena known as Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. WWE wrestlers and Cleveland area native The Miz will serve as the host of the event. This will be the first SummerSlam held after WWE merged with the Endeavor subsidiary Ultimate Fighting Championship in September of 2023 under the banner of TKO Group Holdings. It is the first SummerSlam under TKO and the first not directly under McMahan family control. It is also the final SummerSlam to live stream on the standalone WWE network, which is set to close in any market where the service is still available in January 2025, with WWE content moving to Netflix. I thought it was just Raw.
It seems like it's everything.
Interesting. So, oh, never mind. Okay, so non-Peacock.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll still have Peacock, but everyone who has WWE Network still would be on Netflix.
No, I think everything from Peacock is moving too.
I don't think so, because it doesn't say that. It says WWE Network. It is also the final SummerSlam to live stream on the standalone WWE Network. That's not Peacock, that's the WWE Network.
Right.
Which WWE Network is still active in other countries that don't have access to Peacock. So their stuff is going to move to Netflix.
Well, yeah, it must. I don't know. I don't know the full.
Somebody answer the question. Fucking Jay, use your 33% to find out when we're done. I think that's right. I think it's either going to be Peacock or it's going to be Netflix. I prefer to be under one fucking roof. Honestly, I prefer fucking WWE Network alone, but it's whatever. I like when WWE was just by itself.
right?
It was easier to fucking to search for shit. It was easier to fucking it was better. SummerSlam is an annual professional wrestling event traditionally held in August by WWE since 1988. Dubbed the biggest party of summer, it is the one of promotion's 5 biggest events of the year, along with what?
Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, Survivor Series.
Yep, and according to this, Money in the Bank is now officially one of the big 5. Goofy.
I would think Elimination Chamber over Money in the Bank, but whatever.
Out of the 5, it is considered WWE's second biggest event of the year behind WrestleMania. I would make it 4 because I think Royal Rumble's 2 and Survivor Series is 3. But,
I agree.
Again, that's just an opinion. Announced on March 12th, 2024, the 37th SummerSlam, again 9 years younger than you, was scheduled to be held on Saturday, August 3rd, 2024. 14 years younger?
4.
8?
Yeah, 8.
Gotcha. So thanks. Yeah, quit lying. Your hair tells the tale.
I adjusted correctly.
Yeah. Fucking guy. Looks like Curly wearing a fucking rug. Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio features wrestling Curly from Three Stooges. You should know, I think you went to school with them. Features wrestling from the Raw. I get it's an old joke because you're old. Yeah, I can't wait for this to be over so you can go have your prune juice and a good bowel movement. This is what's the word?
Sequential.
There we go. Thanks, Joe. The second SummerSlam held in Cleveland since 1996. On July 15, 2024, WWE Chief Content Officer Triple H announced 2 official theme songs for the event by country singer Jelly Roll, Dead End Road, and Liar. Triple H also invited Jelly Roll to perform at the event. Jelly Roll was featured in the SummerSlam promo video during the July 22nd episode of Monday Night Raw. It was announced that Jelly Roll will perform Liar live at SummerSlam. Japanese wrestler Naomichi Marufuji from Pro Wrestling Noah was also announced to be a special guest at SummerSlam, which was later confirmed to be a guest commentator role for the event's broadcast on Japan's Abinma streaming service. The announcement came just days after WWE wrestler AJ Styles faced Marufuji at Noah Destination 2024. Additionally, WWE wrestlers and Cleveland area native Miz will hold the event. SummerSlam will be broadcast live on traditional pay-per-view worldwide and will also be streamed on Peacock in the United States, Disney Plus Hotstar in Indonesia, Disney Plus in the Philippines, Binge in Australia, Abima in Japan, Sunny Live in India, and the WWE Network in other countries. In January 2024, WWE announced that all of the WWE Network content would be moved to Netflix in all the countries where the former is still available as a standalone service starting in January 2025. See, now you don't have to do anything because I just figured it out for you.
Yeah, we got our answer.
No, I got my answer. You just sat there.
Well,
you fucking went all dementia on me. But I get it. It's the hair.
I like ice cream.
Yeah. Pudding. As part of SummerSlam weekend, August 2nd episode, Friday Night SmackDown, which was a fantastic fucking SmackDown. I don't know why people fucking... It wasn't great, but it was still good. Was held at the nearby Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse with Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, and WWE Hall of Famer, The Undertaker, all held events at the nearby Agora Theater and Ballroom, with Priest hosting a showing and panel discussion of his documentary on Friday afternoon prior to SmackDown. Zayn hosting a comedy show late Friday night following SmackDown, and Undertaker hosting his One Dead Man show on Saturday afternoon prior to SummerSlam. Okay, you ready to get into the storylines? Holy shit.
Let's do it.
How much time do I got left? We got time. Okay. That's right. We move along over here. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got Pacman over here dragging shit out for fucking 2 hours like he did on this freaking show. God. Solid show, though. The card has included matches. I'm not fucking reading that part. On May 23rd, 2024, during an appearance of the WWE Experience attraction in Saudi Arabia, Triple H announced that the winner of both King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring tournaments will receive a match for the World Championship of their respective brand at SummerSlam. At King and Queen of the Ring, 2 days later, Raw's Gunther and SmackDown's Nia Jax won the respective tournaments, thus earning matches for the World Heavyweight Championship held by Damian Priest and the WWE Women's Championship held by Bayley, respectively. In mid-2023, after Rhea Ripley cost Liv Morgan the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship, the two were scheduled for a match, however. That match never began as Rhea viciously attacked Morgan with a steel chair, injuring Morgan's shoulder and taking her out for several months. Morgan made her return at the 2024 Royal Rumble in January and embarked on a revenge tour with her goal to take the WWE Women's World Championship from Rhea Ripley due to Ripley taking months of her career. On the April 8th episode of Raw, Morgan attacked Ripley backstage, which legitimately injured Ripley's right arm and forced her to vacate the championship. Over the next few weeks, Morgan began to display more villainous traits. At King and Queen of the Ring, Morgan won the Women's Championship after accidentally interference from Ripley's on-screen love interest, Dirty Dominic Mysterio. Morgan then began trying to seduce Dominic, believing him to have intentionally assisted her in her victories. Though members of Dominic's stable, the Judgment Day, attempted to keep the two separated, on the July 8th episode of Raw, Morgan and Dominic teamed up to defeat the LWO. The two celebrated Dominic's first win over his father, and Dominic almost gave in and kissed Morgan until Ripley made a surprise return and Morgan ran off while Ripley confronted Dominic. The following week, Ripley called out Morgan and challenged her to a match at SummerSlam for the Women's Championship. Morgan appeared on the screen and accepted the challenge. Okay. At WrestleMania in April, Cody defeated Roman Reigns in a Bloodlines Rule match to win the undisputed WWE Championship, despite the Bloodlines' efforts of preventing Rhodes from winning. Following the event, the Bloodlines leader, Reigns, and fellow members, The Rock, took a hiatus from Solo Sikoa becoming the acting leader, kicking Jimmy Uso out of the group and adding the Tongas, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu to the Bloodline. The group's manager, Paul Heyman, was also later kicked out after he refused to acknowledge Sikoa as the new tribal chief of the Bloodline. At Money in the Bank, the Bloodline defeated Rhodes, Owens, and Orton in a six-man tag match, with Sikoa pinning Rhodes. On the following SmackDown, the Bloodline talked about their win when Rhodes interrupted and said that he knew Sikoa wanted a match for the undisputed title at SummerSlam and accepted the challenge. The Bloodline then attacked him and fended off an attack by Orton before powerbombing Orton through the commentator's table. On the SmackDown the night before SummerSlam, after Sikoa and Rhodes had a confrontation, Sikoa changed stipulations to the match to a Bloodlines Rule match, which we all know from WrestleMania means nothing. It's basically a no disqualification match.
Right.
That's all it is. So, yeah, but call it Bloodlines Rule. You know, that's like saying, like, hey, we need to have a new Hell in a Cell. What should we call it? Punjabi Prison. Solid. Excellent. Sweet. For months, LA Knight has been trying to get a match against Logan Paul for the United States Championship. Before I read that, I guess let me go to this other article here real quick that I had, the last one. We can do it now rather than wait. Get off here. Fucking ads. I hate fucking ads. Not Roman Reigns, but this Bloodline family member could surprise the crowd at SummerSlam. Anticipation for SummerSlam at its peak as fans eagerly await the epic clash between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. The two competitors will face off for the Undisputed Championship. The stage is set. The Cleveland crowd is ready, and the WWE Universe is prepared to witness the electrifying twist that will make SummerSlam 2024 unforgettable. Do you think you know who they're talking about?
Jimmy?
Speculation suggests that Roman Reigns might appear to beat down Solo Sikoa. However, it is now more likely that the Bloodline family member, Zia Fatu, son of the late great Umaga, can make a surprising debut. Their thoughts. Why? Because he arrived in Cleveland ahead of SummerSlam.
Yeah. Well,
which, hey, regardless of the fact that he is competing at GCW's show that weekend, no, of course he's going to be a fucking, Reports indicate that Zia Fatu arrived in Cleveland, Ohio just a few hours before SummerSlam. Fatu shared a picture of himself at the Cleveland airport, and it had been previously announced that Fatu would be attending the GCW event in Cleveland during the SummerSlam and competing against Joshua Bishop at the event. Fatu's presence in Cleveland hints at a possible surprising debut. SummerSlam would be an ideal stage for such a debut, especially during the match between Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa. However, he will be involved in the Bloodline storyline remains unknown, but Fatu stays informed about his brother's activities in WWE, frequently sharing his thoughts on social media. Recently, Fatu commented on Roman Reigns' potential WWE return. In an interview with Malcolm Muscle, Fatu discussed the rumors surrounding the Big Dog's comeback, saying, I don't know. He doesn't tell anybody anything. So right now, it's like he's very unpredictable. But when he does come back, it's going to be crazy. I'm just assuming that's how he would have said it. So a potential new Bloodline member. So a lot of youth. It's like the next generation Bloodline.
Yeah.
I guess I can't say youth because I think Tama Tonga is actually in his 40s. So I guess I can't say youth. So next generation maybe, but it's interesting.
A lot of people think was it Jacob Fatu is going to turn on him. The Samoan werewolf is going to turn on Sikoa.
My guess is, as it looks right now, I think it's going to be the current Bloodline that's there now is going to take on Roman, Rock, and the Usos at War Games.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, but they'll probably call it like Blood Cage or some shit or some goofiness. Like Samoan Pit fucking War or some goofy shit.
Death match.
Yeah, Island of War. I don't fucking know. For months, LA Knight. Well, you know what? If they do a fucking Samoan versus Samoan, they should do it in Samoa.
Oh, that'd be dope.
God, could you imagine that? Fucking how big is the island of Samoa? Is that fucking doable? I don't even know. I'm not a fucking gynecologist. I don't know.
They could do like one of those matches they did with AJ and Undertaker and have it shot off location.
Yeah.
A theatrical match.
Population 250,000. Yeah, they could probably fucking do that. I don't know. Yeah, I think Samoa could fucking handle it. Oh, where's Samoa? Oh god, that's kind of in the middle of fucking nowhere. Oh no, it's next to Australia. We're fine. Yeah. Fuck yes, Samoa. There you go, WWE. You listen to all my other shit. Listen to this. Okay. For months, LA Knight has been trying to get a match against Logan Paul for the United States Championship. During the Money in the Bank qualifying match on June 28th, Knight pinned Paul. Knight was unsuccessful in the Money in the Bank ladder match itself, but on the following SmackDown, he made an important note of how he pinned Paul to be in that ladder match and challenged Paul for the United States. I don't know who writes fucking Wikipedia, but you put the word subsequently or whatever the fuck it is, whatever the fuck that word is, in here more than you ever fucking need it to be. Because there has been about a dozen I should have attempted to say, and I just skipped over it, and it still makes fucking sense.
They probably have a word a day calendar, and that was the word for that day that they filled us out.
Subsequently, I don't. How the fuck do you say it?
Subsequently. I don't know.
Subsexually. Oh, fucking know. I know that ain't right. I know that ain't right. I know that one ain't right.
Where's Joe?
Oh, God, I could probably call him right now, but he's probably enjoying his 8th fucking pot of coffee. A contract signing was held on July 19th, episode in which the match officially was made for SummerSlam in Paul's native area of Cleveland. At Money in the Bank, Sami Zayn defeated Braun Breaker to retain the WWE Intercontinental Championship. Breaker then began viciously attacking Zayn and Ilya Dragunov over the next few weeks with the intent of facing Sami Zayn again for the title. On July 22nd episode of Raw, Breaker was scheduled to face Dragunov, with the winner facing Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship. Breaker brutally beat Dragunov, causing a referee stoppage, and thus named Breaker the winner. Here's your boy. At Survivor Series War Games in November of 2023, immediately following the men's War Games match that Seth Freakin Rollins and Drew McIntyre both participated in, CM Punk made his return to WWE after away for nearly 10 years. This caused great anger for both Rollins and McIntyre. Rollins and Punk began feuding. See, skipped it again. And Punk entered the men's Royal Rumble match in January with the intentions of winning and challenging Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. McIntyre also entered the Rumble, and during the match, Punk legitimately tore his right tricep, but not before Punk eliminated Drew McIntyre from the match. Following this, McIntyre won the men's Elimination Chamber and Elimination Chamber Perth at Elimination Chamber Perth to face Rollins for the title at WrestleMania, which also mocking Punk over his injury. Punk was appointed, skipped it again, as a special guest commentator for Rollins and McIntyre's wrestling match, which McIntyre won to win the title. After the match, McIntyre gloated in front of Punk, who attacked McIntyre, allowing Damian Priest to cash in his Money in the Bank contract and ending McIntyre's reign at under 6 minutes. Punk would again cost McIntyre the title at Clash at the Castle, Scotland. At the Money in the Bank event, when McIntyre cashed in the Money in the Bank contract he had just won, for the latter, Punk's interference not only cost McIntyre the title, but also cost Rollins, as Rollins was facing Priest for the title when McIntyre cashed in his contract. This would ultimately lead to a match between McIntyre and Punk, who was medically cleared, being scheduled for SummerSlam with Rollins appointed as the special referee. On the final Raw before SummerSlam, Rollins claimed that he would be lenient in calling the match and planned that there would likely not be disqualifications or count outs. So, subsequently, hold on. Jose. That's not offensive, is it? Is that offensive? Did I just, to quote Peter Griffin, did I just do a racism?
I just do a racism. Who we calling?
Calling Joe. I don't think he'll answer, but if he does, I'm going to figure this out. Joe, real quick, you're on JFW. I have a question.
Oh, sure.
So don't say anything weird. So I'm reading out these storylines building up to this pay-per-view that me and Dizzle J are about to do predictions on, and there's a word that I can't pronounce, and since you're not here, I figured I had to call and ask you.
Sure.
Subsequently.
Subsequently? How's it spelled?
No, fucking SU. Where the hell? It's like in here 30 times. I don't know why people use that fucking word, by the way, because it doesn't need to be here. SUBSEQUENTLY.
Yeah, so subsequently.
Subsequently. There we go. I was saying subsequently.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I was missing the A before the L.
You could hear his disappointment. You could hear the fucking disappointment.
Yeah,
he's like, yeah. Subsequent. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it.
You're so cute. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. Dizzle J says thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
You good to be back next Saturday?
Yeah, it should be.
Awesome. Perfect. Cool. This freaking show comes back next Saturday. Thanks, brother. Talk to you later. Love you.
Yep, love you too. Bye.
Bye. Subsequently. I'll forget that the moment we get done with these predictions. I'm surprised he answered. Good for him.
What a good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I said love you because he is my true-to-life stepbrother. I don't have feelings for him. Don't be weird. Okay, so we got 7 matches here because it doesn't need to be an AEW pay-per-view with 22 of them, which is fine. I guess we'll start at the top, work our way through, and I said I got Nubby and Pacman's predictions. Mine, they're going to be. I may have to fucking work it out as we go through it because a lot of them I just don't know which way to fucking lean. So this will ultimately be a clean sweep or a complete fucking screw up because other than honestly, no. When you look at these, it could honestly go either way. Like when you look at that match definitely is going this way. But the fact that this is one of the bigger considered matches, that this is, as quoted by Wikipedia, the second biggest pay-per-view in WWE history, it's really hard to find out which way you really want to lean. So,
right.
Let's start with the first match here listed. Singles match for the World Heavyweight Championship. Champion Damian Priest going up against Gunther. Pacman went Gunther. Nubby went Gunther. Jay, you going Priest? You going Gunther?
I'm gonna go Priest because I think there's a bigger story. I don't think he's stale. I think he's got something good going on right now, and I think he's gonna lose to Finn Balor.
So in my logic is like they've constantly and consistently have built Gunther as like this mammoth powerhouse fucking dude. Like I think there's only 3 people that have actually beat Gunther in like the last like 3 years or whatever the fuck it is. That's Dragunov, Breaker, and Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
And I mean fucking he held that Intercontinental title for so long. He eventually did have to lose it, and he did, and he lost it cleanly to Sami Zayn. So it's an obvious thing where like you could say Damian Priest could beat Gunther cleanly. And yet,
yeah, this is one of the ones I'm back and forth on too.
Yeah, because it's like will they give Priest that kind of win over Gunther cleanly, or would it be like an interference thing where like like maybe they build this more to like maybe like a Royal Rumble fucking matchup, or maybe I don't think because you can't build it to like a War Games Survivor Series. You could build it to a Survivor Series rematch, possibly. There's no other guys involved in this moment right now. And as you mentioned, like a Finn Balor, I can see Priest taking on Finn Balor. It wouldn't be at any of the big shows. But at the same time, what? I'm gonna go Priest. I'm gonna go Priest. I'm gonna say Priest wins because I think they rematch in Berlin. Because Berlin's at the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah. Plus, Nubby won Gunther, and look at his fucking win record. So
now I went back and forth with this one too because it was like I could see Gunther going over, but I can't. I don't think it's going to be a clean win. I think it's going to be a Priest win, but I don't think it's going to be a clean win. And I think that's what's going to cause the split with Judgment Day.
Yeah. I mean, because it's weird because they're trying to build Priest as like the like people have passion for him, like, oh, he grew up this way and shit.
Yeah.
Which I understand that because you want to build a baby against Gunther because you want Gunther to be the baby, but you're still in Judgment Day. And I think you're right. I think what happened between Gunther and Finn Balor with Gunther winning, I think Finn Balor gets a little bit of pettiness in him, gets involved in the match. I think that's what's gonna cause the rip between Balor and Damian Priest that could ultimately lead to a fucking matchup. But I still think that there's going to be a rematch here, and I think it's going to be at Berlin. Because Gunther's not. I mean, I know he's not German, but I mean he's Austrian. Okay, so he's like me.
Yeah.
What's up, brother? Fucking A.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I mean it's all over there. I mean I'm from Hungary. He's from Austria. Austria-Hungary used to be a thing. So, I mean, and the fucking name's Gunther, for God's sake. So, I think it'll be a rematch at Berlin, but I don't think it's Gunther winning and Damian Priest trying to get the title back in Berlin. I think it's going to be Gunther's going to try to get the title from him in Berlin. I don't think he succeeds, but I think there's definitely a rematch build-up, especially for how close it is. Because as we talk right here, it's like, dude, in 2 weeks, we're going to be talking about All In and Berlin. In two right. Fucking weeks, or 3 weeks, whatever the fuck it is. So, All right, so singles match for WWE Championship, Bayley versus Nia Jax. Remember, Nia Jax won the Queen of the Ring. That gives her the right to face Bayley. Nubby went Nia Jax. Who you got, Jay?
Bayley.
Okay, I'm going Bayley as well. And Pacman went Bayley too. Yeah, I don't see a title change here. I nothing against Nia Jax. I just don't like her.
I see a botch cash in costing Nia the match.
It could happen. Singles match for the Women's World Championship. Liv Morgan, current champion, taking on Rhea Ripley. Who you picking?
Liv Morgan. There's more story to tell here.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to go Liv too. I didn't get a chance to watch Raw because for some reason my DVR didn't it didn't record it because it was on Sci-Fi instead of USA. I thought maybe fucking Comcast was smart enough to record whatever, but so I'm not sure if there was anything on Raw related to Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and Dominic or anything like that. I just remember the previous Raw where Dominic says like he hates her and she walks out crying and shit.
Judgment Day's locker room on Monday.
She did what?
She tore up their locker room, I thought, this past Monday.
Okay. She might have I only caught I think the back half of Raw, so maybe like the last like hour and a half. So whatever happened before that, I didn't get a chance to see it. Plus we had to record on Monday because it was more convenient for Pacman on Monday than on Sunday. So yeah. I mean whatever works for him, it's fine. It's cool. Check out the LIM's movie coming out at the end of the year. I've been putting the teaser, by the way, in front of this freaking show and JFW videos on YouTube. He has to thank me for that, though. So you're welcome for LIM, idiots.
Better idiots.
Fucking water boy. Bloodline rules match for the undisputed WWE Championship. What are you laughing over there for? Fucking get it together. Damn it. Fucking act like you've been here before. Current champion Cody Rhodes will be taking on Solo Sikoa. Was it my pick first?
I think so.
I'm on Cody. I don't see Solo. I mean, everything points to this being like Solo heavy. I just don't. I don't think Solo ever is champion. I just don't see it. I don't, and I don't think it's here. Does Roman come back? Maybe not, but Jimmy sure as hell can. If the Bloodline does get involved, obviously this is Raw and SmackDown, so Jay could show up and help out, which I think would be, Jay's first altercation with the Tongas or Fatu. Jimmy can make his return. Randy and Kevin Owens can make their return. So I think there could be a lot of surprise returns and surprise saves here. And it's who the fuck knows? Who's to say that some of Cody's past doesn't come back and help? Like a fucking Spears.
Spears and Paige are both of his friends, and they're both in NXT. So
is that right? I mean, shit's possible. So, I went Cody. Pacman went Cody. Nubby went Cody. Who you got?
Cody.
Okay. Singles match for the. Go on. What's up?
With Randy Orton turning on him at the end.
You think so?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Randy turning on Cody at the end?
RKO out of nowhere.
I don't think so. I disagree.
It probably won't happen, but
because I don't. If the Bloodline War Games actually happens, that'd be fantastic. If not, then you're going to need Randy, Owens, the Usos, and Cody together on one team to take on the Bloodline plus the fifth member, whether that be The Rock or Roman, or if this other Fatu shows up. Zia Fatu or whatever I said it was. Yeah, so I don't know. I think a Cody Orton match down the line could be possible. I think it'd be fantastic. I don't think it'd be a betrayal SummerSlam though. I think that'd be too soon. But I like where your head's at. Nice job, kid.
Evil.
Singles match for the WWE United States Championship. Champion Logan Paul taking on L.A. Knight.
Yeah.
Pacman win LA Knight. Nubby win LA Knight. Who you got?
I'm going LA Knight too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go LA Knight too. I think. Paul's not doing a bad job as champion, but he even said it on SmackDown. He's had 2 title defenses in almost 200 and something days. I think they need to get that title more airtime and space and stuff. So. This was probably one of the more trickier ones to predict. The singles match for the WWE Intercontinental Championship with Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker. Nubby win Braun. Who you got?
I want to say Braun. I think I'm gonna go Braun.
Yeah.
Although I'm not 100% on that because
I'm going Braun just because Braun lost last time they faced each other. I think on a bigger stage, giving him that title. Because, the thing is, too, is like when you really look at it and you think about it from the perspective of Braun Breaker's career, like, yes, he's new on the main roster, but he was one of the longest reigning fucking NXT champions. He unified the NXT UK Championship and the NXT Championship and, the original NXT.
Right.
So, and he's a former tag team champion with Baron Corbin. So he's held titles, just never on the main roster, but he has the ability to fucking be that champion. I think, it seems like a guy, gives Sammy that one more, like, yeah, fuck yeah, here we go. But if he beats Braun Breaker, who's fucking next?
Right.
Yeah, so I think it's got to go to Braun, and then Braun could fucking have a match with Ilya Dragunov or whatever at fucking Berlin.
That'd be bad.
Right? So, yeah, so we're all going Braun. Final matchup, singles match with Seth Freakin Rollins as a special guest referee, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Jay, this is you, man. Who's winning, Punk or Drew?
Oh, man, I think by far that this is the hardest match to predict.
Yeah. The thing is that it comes down to what they want to do with Rollins as special guest referee. Because we know, like, if you listen, I don't know if you ever watched the interview of the MMA Hour with CM Punk on with that guy.
Probably not.
If you ever get a chance, obviously, like, so that dude interviewed Cody Rhodes and CM Punk pre-WrestleMania, so it is fairly old. If you ever get a chance, listen to him anyways, because CM Punk does talk about the AEW issue that happened backstage with it's the interview where he's like I didn't punch anybody, I just choked somebody a little bit. That one. He did talk about what he said, like the idea was him and Rollins at WrestleMania. So I will give my prediction first, and I'll say I'm going with Drew because I firmly believe that Rollins is going to screw Punk in this match to build a Punk Rollins match in the future.
Man.
So I'm picking Drew
I
McIntyre.
want to say no contest. But
it could be. Rollins can do whatever the fuck he wants. He could be out there. It could be a big ass swerve, and he could be out there and within 5 seconds call it a no fucking contest, and we don't get any match at all. Could you imagine the fucking riot?
That place would go nuts,
right?
I would do it just for that sole fact.
Plus, I think that he wants to swerve everyone. I think they want to look. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to sway your prediction.
I'm gonna go Punk.
Yeah, that's what I thought you would do.
I really believe it's gonna be a no contest, though.
I think WWE wants to swerve people away from the idea that, of course, Punk's going to win. It's his first match back.
Yeah.
So I think they want to swerve people away from that. Nubby win Drew, and Pacman win Punk. So we'll see.
Very interesting show tonight.
It's going to be It's awesome because, I mean, obviously it's setting up for Survivor Series, but it's also setting up for Berlin in a few weeks. So it's just really like who do they want to be champions representing the company over there?
Right.
And when you look at it, you'd have Priest, Bailey, Liv, Cody, LA Knight, Braun Breaker.
Solid.
Yeah. Anything else wrestling related you want to talk about? Something that I haven't brought up yet that you want to talk about?
I can't really think of anything.
No? Yeah. We got this all done in an hour and 5 minutes, by the way. Who fucking knew? Fucking solid, right? Ah, shit. Cool. I mean, yeah, SummerSlam, like I said, is tonight. Jay will be back with me in a few weeks here to do AEW and Berlin predictions and shit. And who knows? Maybe fucking we'll almost make this more of like an every other week thing and shit. Whenever you stop having to take vitamins in your applesauce, or whatever the fuck you do. Well, if you guys enjoy listening to me talk to Dizzle J, you can listen wherever you find podcasts at, whether it be iTunes, Google Podcasts, or no, Google Podcasts is gone. iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, whatever the fuck it is, Amazon Music. Just if you search JFW Podcast or Just Freakin Wrestling, we'll pop up. Just subscribe to us. Give us a rating if it asks you to do it. I know it does at iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever the fuck that stupid shit's called. Give us a rating because that does help us out. If you go to Podbean, subscribe and rate us over there as well. If you want to watch the show and see how stupid fucking Dizzle J looks, he looks like a grandfather trying to video chat his fucking grandchildren, being so close to the fucking camera. Yeah, you could watch that over on YouTube at the JFW Podcast YouTube channel. Part of Freakin Studios, along with this freaking show that I host, as well, Fourth Mother Box, Jedi Talk, Power Hour, the LIM podcast, and everything. If you guys do listen to the independent show that I do with Nubby and Pacman, and you want to watch some of the shows and matches that we talk about, the companies that we talk about that have YouTube channels, those links can be found on our YouTube channel. If you just go to the homepage of JFW Podcast on YouTube, go to the features section, you can find them all there. So we're trying to make it very easy and convenient for you guys to find access to the companies we talk about. That's why Pacman, even though he's an idiot, is nice enough to post the shows that we talk about on the upcoming show over on JFW on Facebook. So social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, JFW Podcast. Make sure you follow us there and everything as well. So, and who knows, make it out to an indie show. You may see me and Dizzle J at one.
Yeah.
Because I think ARW is screaming our name.
I'm itching to get back into it, so.
Okay, well, that's probably just craps.
Maybe.
Yeah. Jay, that's all I got.
Time to ring the bell on this episode.
Perfect. As always, I am Travis-T.
I'm Dizzle J.
I know I'm about to die, but here we go. And... Thank you for listening to another show, Just Freakin Wrestling, the JFW Podcast.
Peace.